Most Americans think smoked fish means two things: lox on a bagel, or that weird stuff your uncle brought to Thanksgiving that nobody touched. But there are many completely different types of smoked fish out there, and most people have no idea they exist. Today we're ranking 12 of them, from the fish that absolutely nobody should eat to the smoked delights with the premium price tag and deserve its reputation. Subscribe and let's dive into the smoky truth about smoked fish. Bluefish smoking emerged along the Atlantic coast during colonial times, when fishermen needed to preserve their oily catches before they spoiled in summer heat. The technique worked for preservation, but created flavors so intense they could clear a room faster than a fire alarm. Acme Smoked Fish has been processing bluefish since 1906, representing over a century of trying to make this aggressive fish palatable to mainstream American tastes. Their Brooklyn facility processes thousands of pounds annually, proving that someone, somewhere, is still buying this polarizing protein. The problem is that bluefish's naturally fatty flesh picks up smoke like a sponge absorbs water, creating flavors so overwhelmingly fishy they border on inedible for anyone who didn't grow up eating them. The oily texture combines with aggressive smoke to create fish that tastes like it was marinated in liquid campfire. One bite dominates your entire mouth. There's no subtlety, no balance, just pure smoke and oil announcing itself like an unwanted house guest. Nostalgic Northeast coastal families, particularly from Long Island, Cape Cod, and New Jersey, grew up with smoked bluefish as a staple. It's eaten on rye bread with sliced red onion and cream cheese, a combination that attempts to cut the intensity with dairy fat and carbs. Some traditionalists serve it on bagels like lox, which is a categorical mistake that ruins breakfast. At $8 to $12 per pound, you're paying moderate prices for fish that most people find completely inedible. The intense flavor makes it impossible to use in normal applications like salads or charcuterie boards. You can't sneak it anywhere. You can't serve it to guests unless you've warned them extensively. If you grew up eating smoked bluefish, you're eating it out of obligation to family tradition, not because it's good. Sturgeon smoking developed in Eastern European Jewish communities, where this ancient fish was prized for its firm texture and rich flavor, becoming a delicacy that commanded premium prices in specialty markets. The technique crossed the Atlantic with immigrant communities seeking familiar flavors in the New World. Acme Smoked Fish processes premium sturgeon for specialty markets, charging $18 to $25 per pound when you buy it fresh from the counter. The fundamental problem is that sturgeon's texture is too firm and meaty for most people's expectations of smoked fish, creating protein that feels more like smoked meat than seafood. The flavor is buttery, but in a weird, mossy way that suggests the fish spent too much time in questionable water. It's served on bagels with cream cheese and capers, the same presentation as lox, which sets you up for disappointment because your brain expects silky salmon and your mouth gets beef jerky instead. Traditional Jewish delicatessens used to serve smoked sturgeon as a breakfast staple alongside Nova salmon and whitefish, offering it as the premium option for customers willing to pay. Some people still order it at old-school NYC delis like Zabar's or Murray's, mostly out of habit or nostalgia for their grandfather's breakfast routine. Younger generations rarely touch it. The premium pricing combined with polarizing texture makes this an experiment that rarely converts into repeat customers. You can't sneak smoked sturgeon into salads or charcuterie boards because the texture overwhelms everything else on the plate. Your grandfather paid premium prices for this because it was rare and prestigious. You should probably skip it. Smoked tuna emerged in Pacific Coast markets during the 1970s when processors sought to add value to abundant albacore catches, creating premium products that could command higher prices than fresh fish. The technique promised to extend shelf life while creating gourmet alternatives to canned tuna. Whole Foods carries smoked albacore in their specialty seafood sections in vacuum-sealed packages for $12 to $18 per pound, though it spoils quickly, usually within 5 to 7 days of opening, which is faster than most smoked fish. Some specialty markets sell it tinned in oil, marketed as a gourmet lunch option or salad topper, but the tinned version tastes even more processed and metallic. The smoking process transforms tuna's naturally meaty texture into something dry and mealy that bears no resemblance to the silky fish that makes sushi special. The high heat required for safe smoking destroys the delicate qualities that make fresh tuna valuable in the first place. It's served on crackers, with cream cheese at cocktail parties, or chopped into salads where the dry texture makes the whole dish feel sandy. Some people buy it thinking they're getting a premium protein for poke bowls or seared preparations, then discover the smoke has murdered any ability to showcase the fish's natural qualities. Most people who buy smoked tuna once don't buy it again. The premium pricing combined with rapid spoilage and disappointing texture creates a worst-case scenario. You pay more, it goes bad faster, and it tastes worse than fresh alternatives. Even canned tuna, which costs 90% less, delivers better texture and flavor because it's meant to be processed. Smoked tuna tries to be premium and fails at every metric. Smoked tuna is essentially tuna that gave up on life, taking premium fish and processing it into something inferior to what it started as. Skip it entirely and buy fresh albacore or decent canned tuna instead. Smoked herring developed in northern European fishing communities where abundant herring catches required preservation methods that could handle oily fish without spoilage. The technique became central to British and Caribbean cuisines, creating cultural foods that defined regional identities. Acme smoked fish and ethnic markets carry kippers in vacuum-sealed packages or tins for $6 to $10 per pound. Costco occasionally stocks them for adventurous shoppers. They're eaten for breakfast on toast with butter and a squeeze of lemon, or straight from the tin as quick protein. Some people serve them on crackers at parties, though the bones present challenges for casual consumers unfamiliar with whole fish preparation. The challenge is that kippers are very rich, very salty, and very fishy, characteristics that appeal to people raised on them, but alienate American palates accustomed to milder seafood. The intense flavors and cultural specificity limit their appeal to mainstream American markets, where milder fish dominate smoked seafood sales. If you grew up eating kippers, you love them with the passion of cultural memory. If you didn't, the intensity will make you question every life choice that led to that moment, no matter how affordable they are. Fin and Haddie originated in Scottish fishing villages where cold smoking techniques preserved abundant haddock catches while creating distinctive flavors central to regional cuisine. The traditional yellow dye was added to create visual appeal that distinguished smoked haddock from other preserved fish. Specialty British import shops carry Fin and Haddie for $10 to $14 per pound. It's served for breakfast with eggs and toast, a preparation that's been done the same way for 150 years. Some people serve it flaked over rice or potatoes as a light dinner, though the niche British preparation limits its appeal to specialty markets rather than mainstream American consumers. The mild flavor appeals to customers seeking less aggressive smoked fish, but the yellow dye creates visual problems for modern consumers suspicious of food coloring. The traditional cold smoking technique creates proper texture and flavor development, but the cultural specificity and cosmetic enhancements prevent Fin and Haddie from achieving broader market acceptance beyond nostalgic British expatriates. Fin and Haddie represents what happens when nostalgia meets food dye. Traditional techniques compromised by enhancements that modern consumers find off-putting. Hot smoked salmon developed on the Pacific coast, where abundant salmon runs allowed processors to experiment with different smoking techniques, creating alternatives to traditional cold smoking that required less time and specialized equipment. Trader Joe's and Whole Foods stock hot smoked salmon for $12 to $16 per pound as a more affordable alternative to Nova-style preparations. It's served flaked on crackers as an appetizer, or used in salads where the dry texture undermines the entire dish. Some people buy it thinking they're getting smoked salmon for bagels, then discover the smoke has ruined any ability to showcase delicate seafood qualities. West Coast markets embrace hot smoked salmon as regional specialty. The hot smoking process creates flaky, dry textures that lack the silky richness most people expect from smoked salmon, delivering fish that feels more like salmon jerky than luxurious seafood. The higher temperatures required for hot smoking destroy the delicate qualities that make cold smoked salmon special. East Coast consumers accustomed to Nova-style preparations find the texture disappointing compared to their expectations. Hot smoked salmon is essentially salmon jerky, pretending to be lox, taking premium fish and processing it into something that satisfies neither jerky lovers nor smoked salmon enthusiasts. Smoked mackerel emerged in Atlantic fishing communities where abundant mackerel catches provided affordable protein that responded well to smoking techniques, creating bold flavors that satisfied working-class appetites seeking substantial meals. Fishwife has revolutionized smoked mackerel marketing with trendy tins that appeal to younger consumers, while Ocean's brand provides traditional options at ethnic markets for $6 to $10 per pound. It's eaten straight from the tin as quick protein with crackers and lemon, or served on toast for breakfast. Some people add it to salads or incorporate it into grain bowls, though the intensity dominates everything on the plate. The affordability makes smoked mackerel accessible to budget-conscious shoppers seeking premium flavors without premium prices. The bold, oily, peppery flavor delivers genuine intensity that's genuinely good, but too aggressive for casual eaters accustomed to milder seafood. Atlantic mackerel provides exceptional value while delivering complex flavors that reward adventurous palates, but the intense taste requires acquired appreciation that limits mainstream market appeal. Smoked mackerel represents what smoked fish should be: bold, unapologetic, and cheap. But your grandkids won't touch it because they've been raised on milder alternatives. Some smoked fish actually enhances the seafood instead of overwhelming it with smoke and salt. Hit that subscribe button if you're tired of fish that tastes like it was cured in a chimney, because apparently that's how we measure our self-worth now. Smoked trout developed in freshwater fishing regions where abundant trout populations provided lean, mild fish that responded beautifully to gentle smoking techniques. The delicate flavor made it accessible to customers intimidated by more aggressive smoked seafood options. Trader Joe's, Fishwife, and Whole Foods carry smoked trout for $10 to $14 per pound. It's perfect for salads and pâtés, where subtle seafood enhancement is desired rather than dominant flavors. Some people serve it flaked over eggs for breakfast, or on bagels as a gentler alternative to salmon. The flaky texture when smoked provides satisfying mouthfeel while maintaining the delicate qualities that make trout appealing. The milder, leaner profile creates delicate flavors without overwhelming fishiness, making smoked trout perfect for applications where refinement matters. Smoked trout is essentially smoked salmon's polite cousin, less drama, still delicious, and perfect for customers who want elegance without aggression. Smoked whitefish became central to Jewish American cuisine when Eastern European immigrants brought traditional smoking techniques to the Great Lakes region, where abundant whitefish provided perfect raw material for their cultural preparations. Jewish delis, Acme smoked fish, and occasionally Costco carry smoked whitefish for $8 to $12 per pound. It's the foundation of whitefish salad, a Jewish deli staple served on bagels with cream cheese, capers, and red onion. Some people eat it straight with just lemon and butter, or flaked into salads. The mild flavor and moist texture provide perfect fat content for smoking while creating versatile protein that works beautifully in whitefish salad. The accessibility and affordability make smoked whitefish available to mainstream customers while maintaining authentic flavors that built Jewish American food culture around Great Lakes fishing traditions. If you've never had whitefish salad on a bagel, you're missing out on deli culture that represents some of America's best immigrant food traditions. Gravlax originated in Scandinavian fishing communities where salt curing techniques preserved salmon without smoking, creating bright, fresh flavors that showcase the fish's natural qualities rather than masking them with smoke. Trader Joe's and Latitude 45 carry Gravlax for $12 to $18 per pound. It's served thinly sliced on rye bread with mustard and dill for breakfast or lunch, or on bagels as a more sophisticated alternative to Nova. Some people serve it on crackers for appetizers, where the delicate flavor impresses people expecting traditional smoked intensity. Technically cured rather than smoked, Gravlax often gets grouped with smoked fish because it occupies similar market positions. The bright, fresh, dill-forward flavor creates silky textures that feel more elegant than smoked alternatives, delivering herbal complexity that complements rather than competes with the salmon's natural richness. Gravlax represents what happens when Scandinavians do salmon right, fresh, subtle, and refined in ways that showcase rather than hide the fish's natural excellence. Sablefish smoking developed in Pacific Northwest fishing communities, where this premium fish commanded high prices due to its exceptional fat content and buttery texture that responded beautifully to traditional cold smoking techniques. Acme smoked fish and specialty markets carry cold smoked sablefish for $18 to $25 per pound. It's served thin-sliced on quality bread or crackers for elegant entertaining, or on its own as the centerpiece of a charcuterie board. The richness demands restraint. A little goes a long way, which justifies the premium price. The premium pricing reflects genuine quality that makes sablefish appropriate for special occasions where superior ingredients matter. The buttery, sweet, silky texture creates luxurious eating experiences that justify premium pricing through genuine quality improvements over standard smoked fish options. The high fat content creates natural richness that smoking enhances rather than overwhelms, delivering omega-3 content rivaling salmon with superior texture and flavor. Sablefish represents the fish you serve when you want to impress someone, worth every penny for customers who appreciate the difference between good and exceptional smoked seafood. Cold-smoked Nova salmon represents the pinnacle of Jewish-American smoking traditions, developed in New York's Lower East Side, where immigrant processors perfected techniques that created the gold standard for smoked seafood in America. Costco, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Kroger, and specialty markets like Acme, Duck Trap, and Blue Hill Bay carry Nova salmon at $10 to $20 per pound, making premium smoked fish accessible nationwide. It's served on bagels with cream cheese and capers, the iconic New York breakfast, or on charcuterie boards with crackers and lemon for entertaining. Some people eat it straight, appreciating the silky texture and balanced smokiness without distraction, creating a versatile protein that works equally well on bagels, elegant appetizers with a little caviar, delivering sophisticated flavors that appeal to both casual and serious seafood enthusiasts. The accessibility and universal appeal make Nova salmon the most successful smoked fish in American markets, creating the standard against which all other smoked seafood gets measured. Nova salmon represents what smoked fish is supposed to be: silky, sophisticated, and satisfying in ways that justify its cultural significance and market dominance. Everything else is just experimenting with perfection. The smoked fish counter is where ancient preservation techniques meet modern taste preferences, and the results range from transcendent to traumatic. The worst offenders take perfectly good seafood and destroy it with excessive smoke, salt, or processing that masks rather than enhances natural flavors. The champions prove that smoking can elevate fish when done properly, creating textures and flavors that justify premium pricing through genuine quality improvements. Choose the processors who understand that smoke should enhance, not overwhelm, the seafood they're preserving. Your bagel deserves better than fish that tastes like it was cured in a campfire. Demand actual sophistication and reward the companies delivering it. Hit subscribe for more seafood truth and drop a comment about your worst smoked fish experience. Until next time, keep your standards high and your fish properly smoked.